Okay, welcome back. This is Chris Watson and Jason Hennessy from Wedlock Magazine and Bridal Traffic, and you're now watching Chapter 10, which is all about outsourcing. This is an area that's very near and dear to our hearts, and the more you get into the stuff of website development and all these things that we've been talking about, and your plate starts to become full, you're going to start to gravitate towards outsourcing the same way we did. But with it comes an element of nervousness, and we completely get that. It's a foreign concept to most people, but we assure you that it will serve you tenfold if you can just take that step. Let me start out with a little story. We mentioned before that we've got a consultancy, an agency. It's a mid-sized agency. We handle quite a lot of clients, and we've been getting a lot of business over the last few months. And, we're very, very busy people. I mean, we're doing these DVDs right now. We're doing speaking engagements. We're very physical with our business. And part of our business is whenever we take on a client, our job is not just creating a good-looking website for them. Sometimes that's what we're doing for them. The main centerpiece of the work that we do is search engine optimization. Small companies, sometimes medium-sized companies, sometimes really big companies will work with us. And a crucial part is understanding their keywords. So we do a lot of keyword research, and we've been through keyword research in this DVD series. About a couple of months ago, I was so into keyword research that I wouldn't let go of it. It's a passion with me, and I didn't trust anybody else with it. As far as I was concerned, I have an objective eye. And there was one account that I was working on, and Jason said to me, "Hey, do you have those keyword research reports for this client?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll have it in about an hour." And he said, "How long have you been working on that?" I said, "I don't know, about 6 or 7 hours." And it wasn't until he kind of shook me and said, "Man, what are you doing spending 6 or 7 hours on a keyword research report? That's just a stupid waste of your time." I mean, it's important for the client, obviously, don't get me wrong. And the way we are, we'll do whatever it takes. But he said, let's try to find an outsourcer who can take that load off of you. And I fought Jason a little bit on it, and I'm like, well, hold on, you know me. This is what I enjoy doing, and I'm really good at it. And he was like, well, let's just go down this path and see if we can find an outsourcer. And sure enough, I think it was like 48 hours, maybe 3 days later, we're on Skype. And for those of you who don't have Skype, you really should get Skype. It's a free account that allows you to interact not just with peers and other prospects, but particularly with outsourcers. And we'll get into all that in a moment. So we're on Skype with an outsourcer, and I start to vet him. And after 3 days of training, we now outsource every single one of our keyword reports. And it's changed my life dramatically. I'm a better father. I'm a better husband. I have so much more time now because I'm not killing myself staying up till 2 a.m. trying to get these mundane things done. Yes, they're important. But as it turns out, we're paying this kid across the world. Where is he? Like in Egypt?
Yeah, he's actually in Egypt, and very smart intellectually. I mean, he goes really in-depth with the research.
Yeah, but in Egypt, right, for like $10 an hour, not even that. In some reports, it comes down to $5 an hour. We're paying him like $40 per report, and Jason said to me, you do realize that we just proved that your worth is only $10 an hour. So I just wanted to start with that story because I think it kind of frames how we often want to have all this control over our company, but it's actually not serving us at all.
And Chris, it's actually a great story because I learned that myself the hard way. At one point, when I was running One Wedding Source, we had a call center, and we had about 25 people in the call center, and we were spending upwards of $30,000 a month just on internal IT development. It was not until late 2008 when I discovered outsourcing. You can really save yourself a lot of time and a lot of money using outsourcers because there are hungry people out there that have skills that you don't have that are willing to work. And don't think of it as that you're not paying them reasonable wages because you are. You've got to realize how strong the American dollar is in some of these other countries. Whereas in the US, the cost of living tends to be high. So, and especially with IT stuff, and this is the stuff that can be done via an internet connection where you can communicate with these people and tell them exactly what you want. And in most cases, they're always available. I mean, when you're paying somebody to show up at your office and work 8 hours a day, at 5 o'clock, they go home and you don't see them again. Well, with outsourcers, it's different. You can communicate via Skype, as Chris mentioned. You could also communicate via email. You can get these problems solved often in the matter of minutes.
Right, and when we say we have an army of people overseas working for us and our clients, we treat them well, and we try to actually pay them more than what other people pay them. But they do have to prove themselves, and it's a job interview, and they have to perform and all that kind of good stuff. And as long as people are, at the end of the day, producing a product or a service for you that's going to make your life easier and get you to your goal faster, that's just a no-brainer in my book. So Jason, let's just run down a list of the things that you should be looking to outsource.
Okay, so let's start with tech. For the sake of this chapter, we're going to assume that you really don't know anything and you just want to primarily focus on taking pictures or entertaining crowds or cooking, maybe good gourmet meals. So let's assume that you really don't have any technical knowledge. And if you do, so be it, even better.